Welcome everyone, thanks for joining us today. We are very excited because behind me, I don't know if you can tell, but there is potential, tons of potential. So we're doing a setup video today for Joe in this corner. It's gonna be functional, it's gonna be aesthetically pleasing, but most of all, it's gonna be functional.
Excellent!
Today's video is brought to you by Kioxia's family of NVMe SSDs, featuring their latest BICS 3D flash memory. The BG5 now supports PCIe 4.0 and is still available in the incredibly small M.2 2230 form factor, so it's a great fit for gaming PCs, laptops, and compatible handheld gaming devices. And for enterprise or hyperscale data center use, the CD7 and XD6 feature the new EDSFF or Enterprise and Data Center Standard form factor for ease of integration, while the CD7 supports PCIe Gen 5 for maximum performance when paired with the latest AMD EPYC or Intel Xeon server hardware. For more on Kioxia SSDs, click the sponsor link in the video description.
Our journey today begins in the way that I think just about every setup video should begin if you have access to one, and that is with an IKEA Run. And the main thing we're looking for at IKEA is the tabletops, because I've already acquired sit-stand frames for both Joe's desk that's going to be over here in the corner, as well as my desk out in the main office. IKEA has a range of tabletops that you can just pick up at the store. They're called stuff like Lag Captain and Linman and stuff, but those aren't constructed the best. They have sort of a veneer on the outside and they're like cardboard and stuff on the inside. We wanted something that was a little bit more sturdy, so we were looking at the Enfilare, which is made of bamboo, which has rounded edges and stuff, but we ended up settling on the Bicant, or Bicant, I don't know how that's pronounced. I don't know how anything at IKEA is pronounced, to be perfectly honest. And these actually have a wood core, and then the one Joe chose has a linoleum blue finish. Although it's also available in sort of a dark wood finish, but Joe liked the blue, so we went with that one, and it's also available in a wraparound L-shaped desk style option. So I was originally hunting for two desktops, one that was 5 or 6 feet and one that was 4 feet for Joe's L-shaped sit-stand desk frame. But because this one was already shaped in the shape that we needed and Joe liked it, I decided let's just go with that. Now beyond the desktop, I was also interested in a rug to possibly go under my desk out in the main room, but I'm a little concerned about tripping over the edges as well as the sit-stand desk being on top of the rug. So even though I looked at a few that seemed to be kind of nice, including this super high pile one that would probably be a terrible idea for building computers on top of, I ultimately decided to skip the rug and just focus on furniture for now. I also want to put some cabinets or some storage back behind my desk in the main office, and I had some kitchen cabinets in mind for this, but then we found this Fialbo sort of metal structure with the wood top piece. And that comes in a few different varieties, and it seemed like it was a good fit for back in the corner, so we grabbed a set of those as well. Once the desks are set up, I want to focus a little bit more on storage as well as fleshing out the background of the various areas we're going to be working a little bit more. So I also grabbed these Mosslanda. They're little shelves for pictures and stuff, but you can put other stuff on there too. So these have kind of a walnut finish, and I think they'll look really nice once they're installed. And of course, it's an IKEA trip, so you can't really avoid wandering through all the little showrooms that they have and picking up random extra things. Like I got a little 3-pack of plants because it's nice to have plants in the background, and these have an infinite lifespan because they're made of plastic. What else did I get? We got some Signums, of course, for some under-desk cable management. I grabbed a trash can because now I have 2 trash cans. Ha, Kyle, you still have 0 trash cans in your office. And of course, we had to finish the trip with a visit to the IKEA restaurant where we got our IKEA meatballs for lunch, because don't you guys always get IKEA meatballs when you visit IKEA? That's what we do. Also, Joe introduced me to this almond caramel chocolate cake called it's called Damn. It's some damn fine cake, apparently, according to the name. But anyway, that was our IKEA trip, so let's get started with stage 1 of Joe's desk build. So here's Joe's corner, and Joe is starting to unpack the sit-stand desk frame that we got. And this is a special one because it's a wraparound L-shaped sit-stand desk frame with 3 motors. So 1 motor here, 1 motor here, and 1 motor here. It needed a 4-foot desk and maybe a 5 to 6 foot desk frame. Again, we decided on just going with this fixed one because it was a little bit easier and Joe liked it. But if you're setting up a desk or a setup for the first time, I highly recommend considering a sit-stand desk frame. They do cost several $100s depending on the one that you go with. But it's great for ergonomic purposes as long as you're okay assembling the thing, powering the thing, and possibly waiting for an extra one to get shipped to you, because the first one had to be RMA'd because it was damaged in shipping. That was okay though. Joe is now carefully identifying all of the things that we need to identify to assemble this thing. I'm sure it's going to be really easy to put together. frame's starting to come together. We got the two end pieces over here. There are 3 motors in this, one for each leg. And this is the corner piece right here that has one more little foot at the bottom. Taking a short break right now because Joe had to go pee. Joe has a small bladder. All right, we got the sit-stand frame not completely together, but together to the point to where we could mount the tabletop. But then we laid it over here on top for a test fitting, and we discovered there's a reason why this L-shaped sit-stand desk frame is, you know, a bit bigger and a bit more expensive than just the standard one, and that is because you really are supposed to have a longer 4-foot length of desk over on this side. Then you can do 5 to 6 feet over on that side, and this piece we got is just a little too small. What do we do now, Joe? So we're back at IKEA.
Show your credit card number.
Nope. That's right, we were forced to go back to IKEA for Plan B, which seems to be a theme for these office setup videos, but that's okay. We got our returns done pretty quick, and then we skipped the showroom to go straight to the warehouse area. We did briefly stop for a cart ride, but then we went down and got these 2 tabletops that are right over here. These are called These are called Idasen, and they're available in a few different sizes. So we got a 4-foot one and a 5-foot one. But we got those loaded back up into the truck, and now we're back here to the office. The impasse we came to, in case we didn't clarify it as we were going through that struggle, is that the sort of wraparound single piece that we got before was not nearly long enough on this side to extend to where this bracket is. I blame myself for this, of course. I should have measured it more closely. I take full responsibility. It has nothing to do with Joe in this incident. Joe's great at taking credit for things most of the time.
Top, so.
No, Joe's been beating himself up about this because he was like, I chose that top and it didn't fit and now it's taking more time. It's okay, Joe. We're doing things right, not fast. To mount.
Oh, wow. You didn't drag jab there. That's shit. Right.
But the sit-stand frame that I got that we're going to put this on top of is it's just going to be a little overkill, and that's okay.
If you want to get 2 desks, that was your plan originally. I mean, I come to go with it. Yeah.
But now we get to move on with this project at least. Let's get these tabletops out of their cardboard. And we can add it to the cardboard graveyard over there. Ooh.
There, you did it right.
Way more desk space now. It's probably just upside down.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just upside down. This one has rounded corners. I wonder why this one has rounded corners and the other one doesn't. It's not as thick. This one's thicker.
Oh, man.
Well, if you look at an IKEA tabletop on their product page, they list a length and a width. The thickness is there, but you have to go down and look at details. I assumed that it was because these tabletops are part of the same product line, that they would also be the same thickness, but as you can maybe tell, they are not. The slightly longer one, the 5-foot one, is only 7/8 inches thick, whereas this one here is a little bit more than 1 inch thick. You can also see this one has normal corners, whereas the other one has rounded corners. We've discovered that there is a 63-inch version that should fit. All we gotta do is go back to IKEA one more time. But see, this is the thing. Here it's giving you the length and the width. Here's the thickness. Thickness! That's what we should have paid attention to. I wanted to carry it myself, but Joe's like, no, Paul, I got this.
I hope it's the last time we get here.
Funny.
Well, you don't find this shit funny?
I do find it funny. I'm laughing inside. Oh, look at that. It's glorious. The bottom's not a different color for some strange reason. Oh, they're the same width. They can butt up against each other.
There you go.
Appropriately. The way things should be butted up against.
The grain is going the wrong area, though.
You know, shut your goddamn mouth. With our tabletops, wow, okay. With our tabletops actually picked out, we're just making one last decision. Where should that piece go and where should this piece go? This piece is actually a little bit longer, but since one piece is gonna overlap with the corner, you actually end up with only about 35 inches of width this way in this configuration. So I think we're gonna take the shorter piece and put it on this side. That'll give a little bit more width this way, because this is the side where Joe's gonna have his monitors and everything. That way he kind of has, you know, a little bit of a window view out that direction. So that piece we're actually gonna put here, and this longer piece we're gonna put on this side. That's cool. Let's actually put the frickin' desk together.
I remember you're like, always test the motherboard before you can build the computer and so on and so forth.
Like an outside the box build.
We didn't do this. We should have done this first before we went through all this trouble.
Let's test these motors.
Exactly, but now.
I'm sure nothing more could go wrong with this test build, Joe. Motors are wired into the box, which is plugged into the wall, and the controller is connected, which shows us the current height that they're at, which is the lowest point, which is, I believe, 60 centimeters. So we can just push this up, and the desk should go up. It's getting higher, Joe.
Good.
It's raising. It's raising to the roof. Joe just is in sit mode, and his desk is in stand mode. We actually ran into an error or two as we were raising it up. The motors were stopping and then dropping back down another inch or two, and it was giving a little E message here, but I think it was because this was still sitting on the ground and maybe the plugs were getting pulled on a little bit or something. I moved it, and now it's raised to its highest point, which is 125 centimeters, which if Joe stands up is maybe a little bit too tall. That's okay. That's why these have these buttons on them, is because you can program them. So the way I've set these up is like, here's the lowest point. This would be like your comfortable sitting height. This would be your comfortable standing height. And then maybe number 4 would be as tall as it can go in case you want to play under the desk, or I don't know, what do you do under your desk, Joe? I guess I'll find out soon. It's gonna be Joe's style now. Desk on max height, chopper style. Look at this desk, you guys. Look how big it is. Look how L-shaped it is. Look how we've done like the cable management and everything real tidy and stuff up underneath for the wires and stuff that need to go over to the 3 motors on this thing. Joe has his lovely black Corsair TC200 chair, which he has been testing out a little bit. Joe says it's comfy. Figuring out the right height to set this to for the sitting mode and the right height for standing mode. So Joe, looks like we're all set, man. You're ready to work. Let's get started. Let's go.
Ow.
Check it out. It's like something just arrived.
Choo-choo.
So this, of course, is a monitor, and we're gonna need a monitor for this workstation, at least one. This is the ROG Swift PG32UQX, and ASUS sent this over. And this is actually a review sample that's bounced around a little bit already, so it's seen a little bit of use. But that's okay, since we didn't ask ASUS for this monitor for review, we just asked for it to use at Joe's workstation. So this has 4K HDR resolution, 144 Hz refresh rate with G-Sync Ultimate. It is a mini LED IPS panel with local dimming, quantum dot technology, DCI-P3 support, although I'm not sure the percentage right offhand, and it is VESA certified for display HDR 1400. So this is a beautiful monitor, and I will say no worse for the wear after having traveled as far as the Netherlands, as far as I can tell, in its journeys before making its way to us. And I'm happy to say it even still has pretty much its full complement of accessories as far as I can tell. Got HDMI and DisplayPort and USB cables there. These VESA standoffs, which I might actually be using because, like I said, we're probably going to end up with two monitors here, and we might do a dual monitor arm behind that. Got an alternate disc for the downward firing underglow that is one of the features of this monitor. They also give you some blank discs here if you want to kind of make your own, and a little pouch to carry accessories and stuff in. This is like a piece of camera gear. It's a little 1/8 inch double-headed guy right there, so you mount that right on top, and then you can mount like an actual camera on top of that. Of course, the very important AC adapter, a few more accessories in the box like the EU adapter and some EU energy standards ratings, and then of course the panel that covers all the I/O, the plugs and stuff on the back. And here's where I found the only little bit of damage, and that is it's missing one little prong. So I don't know who did this, but how dare you, former reviewer, tarnish this monitor by breaking one of these little tabs off. It'll be okay. So that fit on, more or less, and now I can power it on. Oh look, it's got a display right there in the bottom middle. Ooh, that could show like an FPS counter and stuff. It's also got a center point here for control and a little knob to let you select things, so I like that. I think this is the best place to have monitor controls versus over on the side, especially if you're gonna have dual monitors. And of course, the pretty impractical but super awesome ROG logo on the back with RGB backlighting. That's really cool, and I'm actually glad it's going to be here in a place where it will be somewhat visible. Won't that be cool, Joe? Won't that be... Oh, hey, Joe's gone. I guess that means I can work on my desk. And there it is, such a nice big upgrade to my desk here. It is now sit standable. I can now do a standing presentation or a sitting presentation. Also going to be very helpful to raise or lower the height as we're doing builds on this table. I need to put my computer back on top. And no, I'm not breaking my computer off floor rule with the router. It's on an Elgato box, that counts. But much work has been accomplished in this video so far. I'm very happy with things out here in the main shooting area, and I'm also very happy with how the Joe editing corner is turning out over here as well. And of course the box graveyard is looking more impressive every day. But as I think I said at the very beginning of this video, look at this awesome epic setup that we have gotten accomplished for Joe. Really nice monitor, got the chair, got the L-shaped sit-stand desk. So I think we're good. Everything's looking good here and we're good to go.
But Pa, how am I supposed to edit your videos without a computer?
Oh, you're right. A computer for editing and copying footage onto, and maybe gaming too. What a great cliffhanger for a future video where we will definitely be building Joe an epic editing PC. So stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed to my channel, get subscribed. Hit the thumbs up button on this video as always, and I will have more videos coming at you real soon, more office setup, more traditional build videos and stuff like that coming real soon too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll post links to some of the stuff that we used today in the description down below. Also, you can find a link down there to my store at paulshardware.net, where you should definitely check out shirts, mugs, pint glasses, and awesome epic merch. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.